The very air within the gilded halls of Hollywood can often feel thick with unspoken desires and unwritten rules, a stage where dreams are forged and sometimes chillingly twisted. No one embodied the aspirational power of the industry more profoundly than Tyler Perry, a self-made titan whose empire promised opportunity to many. Yet, a disquieting tremor has now rippled through his meticulously constructed world, a seismic shift initiated by actor Derek Dixon. Dixon's lawsuit, a $260 million civil complaint, doesn't merely accuse Perry of misconduct. It peels back layers of what Dixon alleges was a sustained pattern of workplace sexual harassment, assault, and retaliation, painting a stark, unsettling portrait of ambition ensnared. It's a story that compels us to ask what truly happens when the dream weaver becomes the nightmare. The complaint unfolds like a chilling script itself, detailing how a chance encounter at a lavish Atlanta party hosted by Perry became the unwitting genesis of this dark drama. Dixon, then an event staffer, caught Perry's eye, and a seemingly benign offer of an audition for one of Perry's hit TV shows materialized. This initial brush with fame, a fleeting spark of hope, would soon ignite a more sinister flame. Dixon, a promising actor who would eventually land a role on Perry's series Ruthless before gaining prominence as Dale on The Oval, found himself drawn into an orbit he could neither fully escape nor understand, where professional advancement became inextricably linked with deeply personal and increasingly disturbing demands. This wasn't merely a boss-employee dynamic, it was, as the lawsuit alleges, a deliberate coercive manipulation designed to exploit.
It's People magazine. Just act like you're busy.
We are in the Oval Office.
Somebody told me that. You better enjoy it, because it's probably gonna be your last time in here.
The narrative quickly veers into deeply unsettling territory, as Dixon's involvement with Perry expanded to include working at his private parties in places like Los Angeles and Jackson Hole, Wyoming. A new unsettling intimacy began to seep into their interactions. What started as seemingly innocent flirtations via text messages, Dixon claims, rapidly escalated into something far more aggressive and overt. The turning point, as alleged in the lawsuit, came during a visit to Perry's Georgia home. After a night of drinking, Perry purportedly offered Dixon a guest bedroom, only to then, without invitation or consent, climb into bed with him, allegedly attempting to initiate a profoundly unwanted sexual encounter while Dixon was asleep. The stark contrast between the public persona of a beloved mogul and this private, alleged transgression creates an immediate, visceral sense of betrayal.
I'm exhausted from watching white children get away with crimes because their parents had a discussion with the judge over a game of golf, while our children are being locked up for years for crimes that were far less egregious than what their kids are accused of. I'm exhausted from getting onto elevators and white women getting off because I'm 6'6" and black, and they see a threat before they even know who I am. I'm tired of seeing these murders of unarmed black men and women, and no one seems to care. It is exhausting. So much so that the writer in me had no words, had nothing to say, until I remember my late mother's voice saying to me, "Baby, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning."
Despite the deeply disturbing incident, Dixon, caught in the precarious balance of ambition and fear, found himself accepting a role on Perry's hit show, The Oval. The lawsuit lays bare the agonizing tightrope Dixon reportedly walked, attempting to navigate Perry's alleged sexual aggression while desperately trying to remain in his good graces. The implication was clear and chillingly direct. If Dixon failed to reciprocate Perry's alleged sexual innuendos, his character Dale would simply die in the next season. Indeed, Dale was shot 4 times in the chest at the end of his first season. A stark and brutal reminder, Dixon claims, of Perry's power and his willingness to wield it. This wasn't just about a character's fate, it was about the psychological warfare of professional survival, a constant reminder that his career was perpetually dangling by a thread of compliance. The isolation of the 2020 pandemic, rather than offering a reprieve, allegedly tightened Perry's grip. Dixon recounts being persuaded to stay in one of the houses on the sprawling Tyler Perry Studios lot, a seemingly benevolent gesture that allegedly transformed into a more confined and controlled environment.
Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help? Some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
During this period, the lawsuit claims Perry frequently coerced Dixon to drink alcohol, often sending bottles to his door before initiating sexually explicit phone calls. the alleged conversations grew increasingly frustrated, with Perry expressing anger at Dixon's perceived reluctance, stating he wasn't giving Perry what he needs. This period marked a profound escalation of the alleged harassment, transforming the studio itself into a place of heightened distress and deepening Dixon's sense of entrapment, as if the very walls of opportunity were closing in.
Derek Dixon stated that Tyler Perry grabbed him from behind, pushed him against the wall, and pinned him against the trailer at the Tyler Perry Studios, pulled down his pants, and groped his buttocks. Allegedly. Derek Dixon stated that Tyler Perry asked him to come over to his house so that they can discuss his script that he was writing for his TV show called Losing It.
The lawsuit delves further into the alleged depths of Perry's verbal and physical misconduct, painting a picture of relentless and degrading encounters. Dixon recounts chilling sexual commentary, including Perry allegedly stating he liked being choked after a scene where Dixon's character was choked, and other highly inappropriate remarks. More disturbingly, the complaint alleges multiple instances of physical sexual assault. In one harrowing account, Perry is accused of forcibly pulling off Dixon's clothing, groping his buttocks, and attempting to force himself upon him. Dixon claims he explicitly said no and struggled to remove Perry's hands, only escaping by abruptly changing the subject. What followed, according to the lawsuit, was a torrent of calls and texts from a drunken Perry profusely apologizing, yet bizarrely blaming his actions on self-sabotage. Crucially, in the very same breath, Perry allegedly promised Dixon that his long-desired pilot show would be produced, immediately connecting the apology to a blatant quid pro quo, a sickening cycle of violation and false hope.
Place that God has put you in, you are going to find yourself in hell.
The alleged manipulation continued. Shortly after the apology and the pilot promise, Dixon reportedly received a call from Perry's lawyer, informing him of a substantial raise and the greenlighting of his show, Losing It. The attorney, according to the lawsuit, explicitly warned Dixon not to disclose his raise to other actors, as he was the only one receiving one, a clear tactic Dixon believes to maintain his silence. Yet the pressure mounted. In April 2022, prior to filming the next season of The Oval, Perry allegedly called Dixon to discuss the June 2021 sexual assault. Instead of genuine remorse, Perry purportedly lectured Dixon, blaming him for the incident, claiming Dixon was overreacting due to past traumas and that his no wasn't strong enough, effectively re-victimizing him. This alleged conversation, Dixon states, finally woke him up to the realization that Perry was merely stringing him along, dangling career opportunities as a means to perpetuate the harassment. The weight of this realization, coupled with the alleged lack of action after reporting to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC, in 2024, ultimately compelled Dixon to make an agonizing decision.
Will be on set, sexually assaulting him, giving hints.
Despite being under contract and facing a loss of nearly $400,000 in income, Dixon quit The Oval. He simply could no longer endure the alleged sexual harassment and the constant threat of assault. His departure, however, was met with further alleged retaliation. Perry's team, Dixon claims, warned him that revealing the true reason for his exit would constitute a breach of contract. Instead, they demanded he frame his departure as a medical leave due to emotional distress caused by the harassment, only to then terminate his employment, rendering the leave unpaid. This final act, Dixon asserts, compounded his financial losses and added further insult to his profound injury. The battle for his career had now unequivocally become a battle for his dignity and his truth.
Tyler Perry's in a serious situation. Now, they saying he getting sued for sexual harassment with a man. Who would have thought it? Who knew?
Tyler Perry's camp, through attorney Matthew Boyd, has swiftly and emphatically dismissed Dixon's allegations as a scam and fabricated claims. Boyd's statement, painting Dixon as an opportunistic individual seeking to shake down the entertainment mogul, sets the stage for a high-stakes legal confrontation where reputations and millions of dollars hang in the balance. The very public nature of this accusation, particularly against a figure as universally recognized and respected as Perry, ensures that every development will be scrutinized under an intense spotlight.
This message is for Tyler Perry. The BET Awards, you said you made more billionaires than any other studio. Well, do you have room to make one more billionaire? Because your girl, you love DB. We got big dreams over here, too. And you take small people that think big and make them shake, okay? Well, what's up, Tyler Perry? Hit your girl up.
Legal experts, examining the initial details of the lawsuit, note the potentially damning evidence in the form of alleged text messages. In cases where harassment often occurs behind closed doors, such receipts can prove decisive, transforming a he said into something far more concrete. The lawsuit's bold comparison of Perry to disgraced figures like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Sean Diddy Combs, and Kevin Spacey is not merely rhetorical, it strategically frames the allegations within a larger, more sinister pattern of power abuse within the entertainment industry. While the $260 million demand may be a strategic opening gambit, the core claims of quid pro quo sexual harassment and sexual assault, if proven, carry immense weight. The timing of the lawsuit's filing coinciding with the success of Perry's recent Netflix movie undoubtedly amplifies the public pressure, adding another layer of complexity to a case that promises to unveil uncomfortable truths, leaving us to wonder what other hidden stories might surface from the shadows of Hollywood's most powerful corridors.